How do people manage to land their dream job? This is a question that everyone asks themselves at some point in their careers. Nobody likes to work a meaningless and unfulfilling job. For most people, their career is where the majority of their time is invested. Time is our most valuable and scarce resource, so naturally you want to make the most of it. Now, not career advice, but contrary to popular belief, the best way to increase your salary is not to wait for a promotion, but actually to change your job. People have started to realize this, and we've got the facts to back it up. Last year, PwC, one of the big four accounting firms, conducted a survey, and the results were shocking. 65% of employees said they were seeking a new job, and 88% of executives confirmed that their company was experiencing higher turnover than normal. What's even crazier is another study conducted by Deloitte and published in Fortune magazine back in October 2021. Researchers found that 73% of CEOs anticipated severe work shortages, which would inevitably disrupt their businesses over the next 12 months. To add on top of this, 57% of them also believed attracting talent is among their company's biggest challenges. It's safe to assume that people are waking up. So you quit your job, but then what? Well, in order to thrive in this new economy, you need a certain set of skills, but which ones exactly? Well, a study conducted by LinkedIn found that 57% of senior leaders today say soft skills are more important than hard skills. In yesterday's video, we talked about the top 10 hard skills that will skyrocket your earnings. So in today's video, we're going to focus on the most important soft skills you need to cultivate ASAP. Make sure to take some notes and stick around until the end. Don't underestimate the impact that these can have on your personal life as well. Grab a drink and let's dive in, Alexer. Here are 10 soft skills that will skyrocket your earnings. Welcome to ALUX. Number 1. Creativity. First off, what is creativity, and why do people talk about it so much? Well, generally speaking, creativity is your ability to generate new and original ideas. True creativity, or inventiveness as some might call it, is one of the most sought-after skills by basically everyone. When people think about creativity, they usually think about writers like J.R.R. Tolkien or George R.R. Martin, artists like Van Gogh, or even pop artists like Lady Gaga. But that's just the tip of the iceberg. Creativity stretches way beyond artistic endeavors. It extends to almost every aspect of our lives, be it your ability to solve complex problems, communicate properly, or even create the next Amazon or Google. Creativity is not exclusively innate. It's true that some people are more naturally creative than others, just like with anything else. But if you put in the effort, you can develop your creative skills. Okay, so why is creativity so important? Well, think about it like this. We're currently living in a world that's prioritizing automation. Complex AIs are starting to win art competitions and are getting better and better at handling repetitive tasks without errors. And this trend continues to accelerate. Since the Industrial Revolution, the world continues to optimize for efficiency at a rapid pace. Creativity can't currently be replicated, and it's highly unlikely an AI is going to achieve that status anytime soon. So, what are you waiting for? It's high time you perfect this art too, and while you're at it, tell us in the comments how you're practicing creativity on a daily basis. We're really curious to know. Number 2. Persuasion. Okay, paradigm shift time. Persuasion is not manipulation. Persuasion and manipulation are very different from one another. The goal of persuasion is to advance everyone's standpoint. The act of guiding the recipient engaged in communication to embrace the truth as a pro-social undertaking. A manipulative appeal, on the other hand, is one that, if used, would have a negative effect on another. So to make it simple, persuasion is the act of getting your point across. It's one of those skills that will have a positive impact on your relationship with family, friends, and loved ones. It's also useful if you intend to get a promotion or secure a new job by putting yourself in the spotlight during an interview. Suffice it to say, persuasion can improve all aspects of your life, and if you studied marketing or sales, you already know this is an invaluable skill. Number 3, collaboration. How do you get people to work together more efficiently? Well, that's a hard question to answer. But what we've learned from modern evolution theories and biologies is that what gets people to cooperate is a common incentive. Understanding this fact will make you a better collaborator, and your ability to collaborate efficiently will take you places because it's the foundation on which civilizations are built. Finding that common incentive and grasping why the end result matters more than your ego is what will make you a great team worker. And people will even look up to you because of this. So by all means, learn how to negotiate, persuade, and collaborate properly and see what happens. Number 4, leadership. Leadership is one of those skills that you can prove even if you're not directly managing others. Now, this doesn't mean bossing people around. That's just a common misconception. Leadership is about solving conflicts, inspiring others, and helping people to reach common goals. You might hear people say things like, "Leaders are born. I could never take on a leadership role." But have you ever really tried it? Yes, there are some who are more natural-born leaders than others. You can see this especially in team sports. But you know the saying, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard enough. And it's true in this case as well. Learning how to be a great leader requires a high degree of competence, emotional intelligence, and assertiveness. But, these traits are what CEOs are looking for in executives in general. Now remember, managers are paid based on their team's performance and results. So the better you are at getting people to work together, the higher your paycheck is going to be. Number 5, time management. When we're discussing time management, we're of course talking about work ethic. Now, because we've discussed leadership earlier, just know that it extends to our personal lives as well. Having discipline and being a leader in your own life requires a high degree of responsibility. Knowing how to manage your time in order to achieve better results every day boils down to one thing: knowing your priorities. The better you get at managing your time, the more things you're going to be able to get done throughout the day. The difference between a successful person and an average Joe is the successful person understands the value of time. Now you might say, "But hey Lux, how can I manage my time better?" Well, we've got a couple of tips for that. Make a to-do list for the next day before you go to bed. Write down your short-term and long-term goals. Really, write them down. Read Steven Pressfield's book, The Art of War. Understand that discipline is destiny, as Ryan Holiday puts it, and recognize when to focus on personal goals and when to prioritize work. Start with these right here and you will find success. And if you've got some more tips, drop them down in the comments below. Number 6, critical thinking. If you're a true ALUXer, you know by now that we like to talk about critical thinking a lot, and there's a really good reason for it. Every day, we're bombarded by tons of new information, news, and sometimes controversial narratives. Being able to filter out the potentially harmful information boils down to two things: your understanding of how the world works, at least at a macro level, and your critical thinking skills. Now, this is hard because critical thinking involves a number of things like personal biases, cultural assumptions, how you approach problems, your desire to control the outcome of a situation, and your expectations of what you think the outcome should be. It's safe to say that most people struggle with these issues, and the key here is learning how to remain objective and detached. It's tied to your self-awareness. Critical thinking is enhanced by your ability to define the problem at hand, ask questions, evaluate evidence, and consider potential solutions. This is an invaluable skill that you have to develop in your career because it'll help you to make better decisions. And those decisions will ultimately lead to a better life, better relationships, and better work. And while we're on the topic of critical thinking, number 7, digital literacy. Now, this should come as no surprise. We live in the most digitized age of humanity so far. The goal is to get to the level where you can intuitively use any digital tool at your disposal. Now, this is harder for people who weren't born in the digital age, but the good thing is that every skill can be learned and mastered. Being able to learn fast and integrate different tools into your arsenal will give you an edge over your competition. With digital literacy abilities, you can convince a potential employer that it's irrelevant whether you've ever used a particular tool because you're able to pick it up quickly. So if you're not there already, it's time you turn digital. Number 8. Adaptability. Yesterday's solutions won't solve today's problems. The fundamental skill that will allow you to respond to change in a constructive, resilient manner and to seize new possibilities is adaptability. Being a conscious learner and remaining flexible is key if you want to thrive in a world dominated by volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And because the old ways of working are finally coming to an end, we've identified this need and come up with a solution. It's called Freelance Mastery, a premium learning experience designed to transform you from employee to CEO of your life. We spent the past year putting together what we believe to be the best guide into helping you create a company of one. Take control of your money and time and learn how to position yourself in the modern marketplace. Go to alux.com/freelance and enroll now. We're keeping this course open for just this week only. This is it. You'll likely need to reinvent yourself or add additional streams of income if you're going to thrive in this new world, and this course will help you with that transition. So make the smart decision and start investing in yourself today. If you've already bought the course, tell us how we did. We love to hear from you. Number 9. Emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is one of those skills that you need in all aspects of your life. As rational as we might like to think we are, humans are still, at the end of the day, governed by their emotions first. Now, of course, there are certain mental crutches that you can practice, like Stoicism, for example, that will help you to navigate your emotions better. But at the end of the day, we sometimes fail to apply those unless we've reached a certain level of emotional maturity. Emotional intelligence is important because it helps you to avoid landing yourself in difficult situations where you've overreacted. Don't bring your emotional baggage to work. People will pick up on that and they may even try to sabotage you with it. You could easily get fired because you had a bad day and overreacted in front of management. So if you're the emotional type, work on fixing this for yourself. A high degree of emotional intelligence will make you more confident and will help you to climb the social ladder. Number 10. Networking. People that are considered social butterflies are the best at networking. Why? Because they can fit basically anywhere. Knowing how to socialize, making friends at events, and collaborating on projects will lead to better opportunities. High net worth individuals are masters when it comes to building trust and strong, long-term relationships because they understand one thing. If you bring value to someone's life, they're more likely to return the favor. And if you plan to start your networking journey in order to make new connections, just remember this. If you help enough people get what they want, you will inevitably get what you want. And that, Aluxer, pretty much wraps it up for today. Which soft skill will you start working on first? And while you're still in the comment section, tell us, which one have you had the most trouble with? We'll try to touch on this subject more in the future depending on how the comments go. And because you made it this far in the video, well, here's a quick bonus. We won't skip it this time around. Number 11, decisiveness. Now, don't mistake decisiveness with recklessness or impulsiveness. They are not the same. Your ability to make informed and calculated decisions faster than other people will put you in the spotlight and make you look more capable. This will positively affect your paycheck, especially if you're able to remain consistent. Analysis paralysis is a real thing, and it's what makes people remain stuck, having endless and pointless debates. Everybody eventually will come to that point in their career where they have to work under pressure, so be sure of it. This skill will serve you well. Thanks for spending some time with us today, Aluxer. We're so glad you did. If you found value in today's video, please give us a like, hit that bell icon to never miss an upload, and hey, don't forget to subscribe.